Our first guest has been racking up a body count on Broadway, and I do mean racking up a body count. Critics, audiences, and even award show voters, he's knocking them all dead.
That's right, and he's here to talk about his role in the hit musical, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. And his career on The Great White Way is Tony-nominated actor Bryce Pinkam. Hi, Bryce.
Hello. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And happy birthday to you, because it's like a birthday present. You were nominated for a Tony for this role, and the play overall has been nominated for 10 Tony Awards.
I know, it's amazing.
This is a phenomenon. This is outstanding.
Yeah.
How do you first feel about being nominated yourself?
It's unbelievable. I mean, you know, when you're a kid thinking about being an actor one day, and I remember we had this giant mirror in my house, a bit of an eyesore, really, and my sister and I used to vie for time in front of this mirror, singing cast albums and like dancing in front of this hideous mirror. And it's one of those moments you sort of dream about when you're a little kid, and then when it finally happens, it's just unbelievable. I mean, I look around at the people who are nominated with me, and also the other actors just on Broadway in general, and I sort of can't believe that I'm allowed to be in their company at all. So it's a supreme honor.
So where were you when you heard the news, and what was your immediate reaction? Did you lose your breath? What happened?
I did. Well, I was visiting my girlfriend who was doing a show in D.C., so it was actually steps away from our nation's capital. And I was going to sleep in, like play it cool, you know, whatever happens, happens.
Right.
And then I woke up and I thought to myself, no, this is a moment that I want to be conscious for, regardless of how it turns out. And so I went on a walk. I didn't wake her up, but I went on a walk down the street, and I ended up on Capitol Hill. So I was actually on Capitol Hill, like waiting for a call that I wasn't sure was going to come in. It was like foggy. There were joggers, like an episode of House of Cards. You know, I was half expecting Kevin Spacey to come around the corner and be like, "You didn't get it," you know, or like get a package from Remy or something. So it was a very exciting moment, and my phone just started exploding. You know, it was like I almost couldn't handle all the messages, and I started doing these like weird like karate chop moves, like in front of the Capitol.
Is that your happy dance, the karate chop?
Yeah, there's like
moves?
some weird like I was just sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but I imagine the Secret Service was like,
what is this crazy doing?
It was this crazy guy like on his phone outside the Capitol.
We have to see some of it. We have a clip from the play. You guys take a look.
Gracious bestowment. Yes, Wadsworth, I told you. Be just a moment!
Now, Monty, dear, I think I am so good. I still want to marry you.
Even so.
I decided to marry you.
Just go. I'm longing to marry you. Yes, I'm delighted to marry you, marry you, marry you. A shame you must go.
Love it. Now, you play the lead role, the devious Monty Navarro. Yes. Now tell us a little bit about the play and your character.
So the show is called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, and I play the gentleman, and my guide is based on this incredible event that happens at the beginning of the show, where I learn that I'm actually a distant heir to a great title and a fortune, but there are 8 pesky relatives that stand between me and inheriting that that title.
Pesky, you say?
Yes, pesky and despicable. All played by Tony Award winner Jefferson Mays. And throughout the course of the evening, Monty decides, it being a musical comedy, to dance and sing his way through removing all 8 of those relatives in order to inherit that title.
Now, nobody thought the court system may have gotten involved at some point when they see all these people who were supposed to inherit this money are suddenly just disappearing?
Yeah, you know, there is I won't give it away, but the court system does get involved near the end, and there's a tricky turn of events where we're not sure whether our hero is going to prevail or not.
Okay. Now, why do you think this show is resonating so well with audiences and critics?
I think I've been describing it to people like a new classic musical. It's sort of a musical built like they used to make them. It's a small ensemble cast. It's got a beautiful score that allows Broadway voices to sing in a legit style that you don't hear as much on Broadway these days. And it's funny, it's witty, it's smart. It requires you to pay attention to the story to really get the jokes. And, you know, the humor itself is sort of like reminiscent of Gilbert and Sullivan. There's a lot of fun, like patter songs. The clip you saw was a song where Monty is caught between his two love interests, the girl, Sabella, who he's been in love with his entire life but never wanted to marry him, and Phoebe, the perfect woman who knows nothing of his past. So there's a great moment that could only happen in a musical where he's caught in between these doors, and that's the clip.
Has that ever happened to you?
Exactly.
Caught between two loves, trying to be the player?
I'm not prepared to answer that on the air.
Because he's currently with one of said loves right now. It's fine.
Gotcha. Understandable.
Well, now, what's it like to share the stage with and murder Jefferson Mays, a Broadway legend?
If you had asked me 5 years ago what actor I wanted to emulate coming out of grad school, I would have put Jefferson Mays on the top of that list.
Wow.
And and it's true. We get along fantastically. He's a gentleman on and off stage, and he is an actor like they don't make them anymore. He's a chameleon. Sometimes I forget it's actually him coming out in the different roles after him. I have to go.
Right, to play
who's
8
that?
different people every night, that would be a little hard.
Yeah. Sometimes at the curtain call, we hear people realize, oh my gosh, that was him doing all of those roles. So it's very delightful and satisfying, and it's a dream come true. Every night when he hands me his hand to take a bow, we take a bow together. You know, it's like this special moment for you. Like, that's Jefferson Mays.
Wow.
You know?
Well, before you hit the stage, what do you do to get prepared? You know, is there a ritual? Do you do the karate chop thing? What do you do?
There are like a bunch of weird things that I do that sort of grow over the course of the run. You know,
Really?
Yeah, like Broadway performers are weird. Sometimes you do one thing once and you have a really good show. It's like, you know, baseball players are the same way. It's like once you do it once and it goes well, you don't want to not do it
Don't want to
again.
jinx it.
So I have this whole thing where I come down the stairs, I knock the bottom of a fire extinguisher with one specific, you know, finger, and then I walk down and give a kiss to my co-star on the right cheek. And
Really?
Yeah, I have this
That's
whole
detailed.
This is weird thing, but I also like to juggle before the show.
No way.
In a weird way, it calms me down, but it also like gets me into a sort of mode where I'm having fun and focused.
Wish we would have
Wish we
known
had
that.
stuff. Exactly. Can you juggle pins?
Yeah, no
what
oranges
about
flying
cell
around?
phone? No.
Plunger. No.
So you also were in Bloody Bloody, Andrew Jackson, and Ghost the Musical. Why have you chosen to focus on so many musicals in your career?
Well, you know, it's just sort of where I found work, to be honest. To start off, you kind of have to listen to where the business has a place for you, and that's where it has happened for me. It's certainly not the only thing I want to do, but growing up as a kid, I always dreamed of being in Broadway musicals. And so when Broadway musicals, you know, came and said, "Hey, would you like to take a turn on the Great White Way?" I said, "Absolutely."
Now, I can't have you this close and not ask. Could you sing a bit?
Sing?
Could we hear it? Could we hear
Hear a
it?
tune from the play?
What would you like to hear? Well, let's see. Yes, let me think.
He's like,
What's a good one to start with? Oh, here's a good one.
Okay.
I see a nose that belongs on a coin, and there's that smile with a secret inside, and here are two eyes that are bright with a mischievous light you try but can't quite hide. Oh, there's that voice with the promise of sin, and oh, those lips are a promise of bliss. And I know that your embrace is a treacherous place. There's danger in your kiss.
Ooh, danger in your kiss.
He met me
I like
before.
that.
How did you know?
You're telling her life story.
That's a little birthday song for you.
Thank you
And
very
that's a
much.
song from the show that's called Sabella that Monty sings to his love, Sabella, in the second act.
Now, have you always liked to sing?
I've loved to sing, yeah. It's, you know, it's funny, I've never thought of myself as a singer, and yet here I am singing in a musical. I still can't believe it some nights.
So what came first for you? Was it acting or singing?
Just performing. You know, I had a first grade teacher who called my parents into a parent-teacher conference and said, you know, you might want to find Bryce an outlet for his reckless creativity.
Reckless creativity?
Yes, I believe those were the
okay.
words she used. And so my dad had done some acting in high school himself, so put me in some performance-based classes, and it just sort of started from there. I learned to love performing and being creative in whatever way, whatever shape that took, and here we are.
Wow. Now, is it true that you said when you became an actor and you moved in to become, you know, New York or what have you, that you would give yourself 5 years to be successful, and if it didn't happen, you would just quit it and leave it all behind?
Yeah, you know, that's how I thought about it at the time. I said, you know, I've given myself 2 years of undergraduate and 3 years of graduate school where I took this seriously, I deserve to give myself 5 years on the other side to really see how it pans out. And that 5 years was, oh gosh, a few months ago. So I think I'm gonna stay.
It's working out. It's working out.
Yeah, so you're doing pretty well.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes you need to allow yourself enough time to really see how something plays out before you give up on it.
Okay.
And you founded a charity that, quote, uses theatrical storytelling to empower at-risk youth. Can you tell us a little more about that initiative? That sounds wonderful.
Sure. Yeah. This is something that another actor and I founded together, specifically to take American artists to Madagascar, to work with at-risk children in Madagascar. And this is an opportunity that came up from a trip he had taken. And so we took 10 American artists there and worked with 14 at-risk children to help them create their own play based on a Malagasy folktale. And we toured it around the country. And the name of our organization is a Malagasy expression, which means shared life. And it's Zara Aina, Z-A-R-A. A-I-N-A.
Wow. And where can we go for more information?
You can go to zaraaina.org for
Okay.
videos and information about our trip. It was the first audition I had when I came back from that trip was for A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. So it was really
was
one of
your
those
reward.
There
things.
you go. Wow.
We love it. That's
There
a
you
great,
go.
we love that story.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. Good luck at the
guys.
Tonys.
Thank
We'll go
you.
ahead and let you start working on your acceptance speech now. So go back
Okay.
to the green room and work that out.
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to thank Arise TV.
There you go.
There you go.
Stop there. Stop there. You said it all. Thank you so much. And you're watching Arise Entertainment 360.